Tony Sekabembe is a fourth-year student of Bachelor's in Civil Engineering at Uganda Christian University. Surprisingly, his passion for fashion would inspire you to join fashion instantly. As an engineer, instead, Tony looks forward to practicing more fashion. His art has been nurtured by his childhood tendencies. Today, Tony and his colleagues started up a fabric fashion shop in Kampala, Uganda.
As a child, I used to love dressing good. I always loved being smart as a person, particularly being formal smart. So when I got to campus, here I was doing civil engineering. Books were really tight on me. But then once in a while, I would slip in for a photo shoot just to illustrate fashion and bring out that fashion sense in me. Then my photographer told me, you could make money out of this. But I was a bit relaxed. Then at that time, I went to the person who used to sell to me the clothes, and I talked to him, and I'm like, how about if I venture into the business? Like, it's okay. We could put together money and we start tailoring these suits, and that's how we started. We went for tailoring classes. We were taught how to tailor a suit.
Tony's creativity and passion engineered his fashion art. He could hardly spend a day without a new fashion idea crossing his head.
Passion, it is always passion. Because first of all, I realized I had passion for fashion. When I would see someone smart, I would feel happy. I just get excited. I'm even forced to go and I talk to that person. I tell him, hey, you're smart. I like the way you're dressed. Now that happiness that comes within me when I see someone smart is what pushed me to styling people, particularly styling them in suits, because I love seeing a man in a well-tailored, neat suit. That's where my happiness, it derives happiness within me when I see that. So what I would say, the spark that pushed me to that is the happiness that I derive in my soul when I see someone smart. And it wasn't like the happiness is too much when I see it's my creation. It gets me so very happy.
Fashion is one of the emerging trends in the world. Tony admits that there are many creative arts in the industry now and underlines that fashion artists need to think outside the box.
Fashion right now is really creative. So creative in a sense that trends keep changing, and that it poses a challenge on the stylist, because you have to be so creative at all times so that you remain in the game, and you keep your game in the fast lane. I can give you an example. Around 2016, the trending suits were double-breasted suits. They were a big trend. Everyone wanted a double-breasted suit. And in no time, 2017, people wanted three-piece suits. They wanted a suit which has a waistcoat inside. So that's what I'm trying to tell you, is that as a stylist, you have to evolve. Now, as per Ugandan fashion industry, it's really evolving. If you really want to believe this, look at the runways. People are creating ideas. People are thinking each day, and I believe the fashion industry is going to prosper with time. It's going to go a long way, and I believe even the speed we have right now is really good. It's encouraging and promising.
The fashion industry is diverse, and therefore it has potential reducing the rising rates of unemployment hitting the world.
Fashion can be a business. You can earn out of it. A lot of people are earning out of it as a business. And the second thing is a lot of youth, because as a youth you would want to dress well. You would want to step out and everyone is like, wow, you're smart. Now, if you push that interest in dressing good into a money-making venture, it could create employment for a lot of youth. A lot of youths are interested in fashion trends. A lot are interested in browsing through fashion blogs. Now, if you turn that interest in looking smart into a business, it could earn you big, and it would break the unemployment problem that is currently in Uganda and Africa and all over the world.
African fabric has recently gained recognition as new style of fashion. This has been embraced by mainly the youth, with the creative touches of fashion stylists like Tony. It puts African fashion to great ranks in the world.
The people between the age bracket of 20 years, no, let me make it 18 to 35 years, there are people who are really sensitive when it comes to choice of fabric. So my big interest when I'm designing someone is the fabric. And right now, what creates a difference in fabric, leave alone the durability, people want print and the detail of the fabric. I can give an example of what I'm wearing right now. Now, someone would come with a particular interest in chitenge fabric. Get my point? That's people who are between 18 to 35 years, and that's my target market. Because it's my target market because there are people who have, like, they know what they want. The person comes to you and tells you, I want a suit which is floral, and that's our major interest. Our major interest is creative fashion. We don't want to give someone a suit which is just navy blue, that a suit that would pass off for a working suit. We want to add a bit of taste and color and print to the existing formal working suit, so that someone stands out and you'll see the person is looking young and stylish and well packaged. That's our target, and that's our target market, and that's our biggest interest: creative fashion, giving the suit a creative touch.
Tony's fashion career has not been driven by passion only. He is inspired by great fashion icons across the world.
I would tell you there are two people. There's a Ghanaian man called Henry Kofi. If all of you on Instagram, you search him, Henry Paris. And there's another man, is a Nigerian, I guess, is called Mosika Frere Davidson. Those are the people I look up to. Now, recently, I was going through Frere's Instagram. I realized Forbes had showcased him. It gave me passion and drive. And he was a real estate developer. He was a big real estate mogul, but he realized interest in luxury fashion and he ventured into suits. You've seen him on shows like Power. He dresses the ghost on Power. Then for Henry Paris, he's a bit old, but then he still has that creative bit he adds to suits. Those are the people I look up to.
At the peak of his career, Tony promises to start a shoe company that specifically caters for high fashion standards.
I personally, I love good shoes. So my first goal would be I want to have a brand, a personal brand of shoes. As me as a person, I want to have a brand of loafers, men's luxurious loafers. That's the first target I want to achieve in life. Once that is achieved, then the rest will come in. Maybe have a brand of suits that is recognized internationally and respected. But the biggest interest is having a brand of luxurious shoes, preferably men's loafers.
The fashion career has come with a number of achievements. Tony is using his savings to invest in large-scale farming, and he is optimistic of the output.
I did a piggery project in my village area, but all those proceeds came out of fashion. I'm considering venturing into maize growing as business progresses. But one thing I can show right now is I have really done some big farming in the village around Mukono there. But all the proceeds come out of farming, and I'm really proud of that. Rather, they come out of fashion, and I'm really proud of that.
Tony looks forward to working with great stylists like Ras Kasozi.
Locally, I would love to work with Ras Kasozi. He's really creative. And the fact that he really sits down and stitches, he puts every thread to the stitch, it drives me so much. Like, I really see a creative person. Leave alone the people who go to China, and I believe they're earning from fashion, but they don't drive me. But the person who sits and puts the thread to the stitches, that is the person I would love to work with. And right now, I would love to work with Ras Kasozi.
To the young creative youth across the world, Tony encourages you to stay in school.
Stay in school. Attain your degree. After attaining your degree, then start pursuing your passion. But make sure you first attain the degree. And the other thing is, if you're passionate about something, always drive towards achieving that something. Because even if you do something but you're not passionate about it, it won't work out. Go for a field where you feel you're very passionate about that, and let nothing stop you. Even if you feel things are not working out, get up and keep pushing. The sky is the limit. That's what I can tell you as per now.